more affordable housing in Bryan.
More new builds with those builder incentives. They're really focused on that, and building those whole communities, and they're decent homes.
So maybe we're seeing the reflection of all those Bryan communities. Yeah.
I think people have been waiting for rates to move a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And now we're getting back to the busy season of the year. December for me was pretty dang busy. Ended up with a lot of closings this month. Thank you, Jesus. But I feel like we're busy here. Are you staying busy?
Yes, and I had an end of year push, and I wound up 11% over last year. So I actually had growth in a challenging year. So I was very, kind of pleased and surprised about that. But yes, December was busy. January is busy, and that little, rates have been low enough now that the apps have been coming in strong, the applications.
Yeah.
So we'll see, and as we get into busy season, because this is typically a little slower season, but for you and me, it hasn't been like that. So
I don't know though. January to me seems like it always picks up, and usually December's all right. But I was saying a minute ago that last year I had more listings expire than I've had in my whole career of listings that expired, and just throughout the year, transactions that just kind of fell apart and petered out, and people that just kind of stopped looking and lost faith and momentum in that. But even so, with all those things ending, I still ended up closing close to, I think this is probably the most I've closed here. Maybe it's up there. It's up in one of the top years I've had.
And
so.
I experienced the same thing. Lots of people making multiple offers, never getting one accepted, giving up.
Yeah.
Or just not ever finding the right thing. Buyers were very, very insistent on what they wanted and not going to offer on something that wasn't exactly what they wanted. So there was a certain amount of just not finding what they wanted. And I had more pre-approvals that never turned into a transaction than I ever have, for sure.
That is a good point. Buyers were a lot pickier, and if something in the transaction felt a little not full forge ahead for them, or if something felt weird or off, or like they didn't like it, they were like, okay, fine, we'll just back out.
And more back out after inspection too. That was up this year for sure.
Yeah, I think sellers are still expecting that they can get away without doing so many repairs and not giving so much in the way of concessions and that, but that's not really how it ended up happening this past year.
No.
I had a kind of a luxury listing that they were really wanting to get a certain price, but we got an offer that wasn't terrible, but it wasn't what they wanted. And I was like, this has been listed for a long time, and that kind of, I hate to say the word, but a stale listing, being stale is a heavy weight, and it's really hard to get over that hump. You're going to end up selling for a little bit less than, or a lot less than you would have had you priced it appropriately from the beginning. And this house was a different deal. And a long story, they had started listing right before rates went up in 2022, and they had an extra acre, so it was like really.
It was going on 3 years of being
Yeah, so I was the third agent on it, and just one thing after another, right? These poor people, but we finally are under contract and we'll be closing in another week or so. So we're super excited and relieved about that. So, but yeah, we saw. Just a weird year.
It was a weird year. It was hesitant buyers, and buyers just giving up for a while. It's like they tentatively went out, and if it didn't work out pretty quickly, they went back in their shell. So I think that we're starting to see rates coming down. There's anticipation that rates are going to come down more in 2026, and I think when that happens, there's just so much pent up demand that's going to get unleashed, that we could have a very busy spring, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so too. There's still, people coming to our area. There's still the millennials. There's still people downsizing, upsizing, all the reasons why people move is still happening. And, rates aren't 8% right now. They're a little better than they were. So the shock of that is kind of worn off, and people are maybe adjusting to 5 or 6 something isn't all that terrible. We were reviewing the statistics a minute ago, and This is a big surprise. There's a bigger difference between Bryan and College Station markets than we've seen, I think,
ever since we've been looking at those sheets. And I'm curious because it's a distinct difference this time.
Right, yeah. So for the median price, and these are for the month of December. We don't get the statistics until about middle of the next month. So what we're reporting on is the December transactions, and the median price year over year in Bryan was down 0.3%, which is basically the same, right? College Station, the median price was up 14.7% year over year, so almost up 15%. So that's a big discrepancy.
That's a big discrepancy.
A large difference. Active listings in Bryan were down 5.2%, and in College Station they're up 33.5%.
So
that's a big difference.
That's an even bigger difference.
Right,
yeah, it's
right.
like what is going on with College Station versus, because that's a huge jump. Yeah.
So are people in College Station moving to Bryan? Is that it?
Maybe people have figured out. I don't know. I keep saying Bryan's awesome.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it is a great place. Closed sales for December were down 28.9% in College Station, and they're up 5.1 in Bryan.
So that's another huge.
So that's another
33,
34% difference, right?
And usually they're much closer to each other. Bryan always typically the average price is lower. But the amount of sales are usually much closer than that.
Yeah, and we didn't say what the median price is, but the median price in Bryan is $289,000, and the median price in College Station is $390,000. So a whole $100,000 difference. So, everyone knows it's a little more expensive in College Station.
Yeah.
More expensive to build. The land's more expensive. The same house can cost you another. Used to say 40,000, but it's probably more than that.
That's what we were told. For years was 40,000, and you're right. It's probably gone up. Yep.
Here's another interesting number: the days on market. Days on market in Bryan were 31 days less than a year ago. For 99 days on market, and in College Station, they were 25 days more than a year ago, so 123 days on market.
So there's another big difference. And in a way, they are different markets. I mean, there's definitely more entry-level homes in Bryan, more affordable housing in Bryan.
More new builds with those builder incentives. They're really focused on that, and building those whole communities, and they're decent homes.
So maybe we're seeing the reflection of all those Bryan communities.
Yeah. We have a couple in College Station, but I think they're still more expensive. Midtown and Southern Point are the ones that are coming, popping up in my mind as those kind of entry-level areas. There were some newer homes going in the Shenandoah area, but that caused a problem for one of my listings, that actually two of them, that the sellers wanted to price closer to what the new homes were priced at. Their houses were built in 2017, but the market says 2017 is old enough that they should be priced like the houses that were built before 2010. So that's a hard pill to swallow.
When you're the seller for that.
When you're the seller, And, sellers get a price in mind and a bottom line in mind. And
if that's not based on reality and talking to your realtor to tell you what the market is,
right.
Sometimes that's hard to align what the seller wants with reality of the market.
Yeah, market value is not what you need to get out of it. It's not what you need to, put some in retirement and buy your next home with. And it's not going to. Another question I had was, if we spend $90,000 renovating the house, could we go up in price? But I really don't think so with that kind of stale listing. You're just putting that money in to get up to ground zero.
Right.
And the price that we're at.
That might help it sell faster, but not necessarily for more.
You're not going to get that return on investment. You won't get dollar for dollar back on most renovations, but there are a few that are higher return than others. But that's a whole nother video.
That's a different segment. Yes.
So the final number we have on here is the months of inventory. In College Station we have 3.8, and in Bryan we have 3.7. So sellers markets.
It's back, yes, because it was a little over 4 last time we did this video.
Yeah, we were leaning really towards balance, so buyers were having even more power, which we did see. We were just talking about that. So maybe this 3.8 will bring the balance back towards sellers a little bit more for spring. I don't know. I think
we'll see. Yeah, we're going to get to see that play out live. So
yeah.
Okay, so y'all may notice that we're not eating. We're not in our typical place. We're not drinking coffee. What are we doing? We're doing leg compression at Restore, which is one of my favorite spots in Aggie Land. So, and before we did our leg compression, we did red light therapy and we did cryotherapy.
That was fun.
We got cold,
Super cold.
super cold for about 2 minutes, and then you feel energized, and just to me, it just really does perk me up and makes me feel good the rest of the day.
I think we all need a cold closet to walk into when we get up in the morning.
But you're just appreciative the rest of the day that you're not cold. So it's awesome.
Right? Yeah, get the suck out of the way first.
And they do other things. You can do hyperbaric chamber here. They've got a red light sauna. They do IVs. The IVs are really popular, but not with me. So maybe I'm the outlier. But yeah, you can see sort of like IV poles here.
We did a red light therapy thing as well, where you get in and stand between 2 big panels of red lights. And that was about 15 minutes of just kind of
just feeling nice.
being in a warm glow.
Yeah.
So this is nice. This compression feels really good.
Yeah.
Kind of squeezes the blood back up to the top.
Yep. So yeah, so you should come try it out. It's in Tower Point, College Station Tower Point by the HEB.
And they have memberships here. They also sell, so it looks like some skincare things.
Oh yeah, they do facials.
They also have what's this thing over here where you go into a little pod?
That's the hyperbaric
Chambers that you can go into. I've heard people say that they like to get in there and take a nap.
Yeah,
it's a long,
I've done
long
it a few
thing.
times. It's nice. It's like it's just like a little quiet Zen place to be for a while.
Yeah, is that? I think sort of like I've seen those pods where you're floating, you're like in waters.
Oh,
it's a little different. That's a little
this
different,
is just
but
you're sitting in it's air compression. You're not.
But what a neat place! It's all about wellness, and the
Yeah.
girls here are super nice, and they take great care of you. So, yeah, come and see
Yeah, you
them.
should come give it a try.
They're open from 9 to 6 most days.
Monday
8 to 3
through
on Friday.
Thursday. Yeah, and Saturday they close at 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hit them up. We'll post their information in the description, so you can click on the link and check out all the things that they offer.
Yeah. All right, y'all. See you next time.